Welcome to my channel GSP Studies. Get ready for the dictation. 5 seconds. Start. Sir, as is well known, interest rates today range between 12 and 30%. In these circumstances, I do not understand how the government can expect any potential investor to invest in equities, which is the only foundation of development in the private sector. It is all very good to say that public financial institutions would provide the necessary funds for the development of industries in the private sector, but the foundation is the risk capital, the shareholders' capital, which is sadly missing and which the government policies do not allow to be built up. Share a minimum overall growth rate of 7% entails a minimum industrial growth of something like 12%. It is only through the growth of the industrial sector that the economy of the country can hope to get any boost, and unfortunately, the industrial sector has been sadly neglected by the government. The capital market, which is all but dead today, can be strengthened only by positive steps by the government in two directions. The first is the corporate tax structure must be lowered so that the companies may earn decent after tax profits and distribute them to the shareholders. Para. The second is there must be a lower personal tax so the savings and reinvestment may be stimulated. In this connection, I must comment on the discontinuance of the tax credit certificates, which is to come about this year, and also on the reduction in the development rebate. As is well known, these two were quite potent weapons, quite attractive measures for the development of industries, and the discontinuance of the certificates and the reduction in the development rebate will have a deleterious effect on the development of industries. Even the Boothlingham Committee had recommended a lower tax rate for the corporate sector. The mere fact that there has not been any increase in the corporate tax rates cannot give us any consolation. It is well known that having exhausted all other avenues for further taxation this year, the government in its present state of thinking will perhaps come down on the corporate sector also very soon, and it is precisely due to this reason that the investors are even now fighting shy of providing more risk capital for industrial growth. Para. Sir, I would like to mention here that more revenues can come from increased industrial activity, which will have the twin effect of boosting the economy and at the same time of providing the needed resources to the government. The present policy of the government to have more revenue out of increased rates is sure to have a very bad effect on the economic scene. In this connection, I would like to say that there has been a direct connection between industrial growth and the revenues of the central government. Unfortunately, since 1963, there has been a tapering off in the rate of growth of industries. It has become lower and lower day by day. Para. Said, coming to the finance bill, everybody has acclaimed the budget when it came forward. There was criticism also. As my learned friend has just now said, whether we want it or not, this bill will go through in spite of us. The important matter is that in the wake of the budget proposals, which are short to be enforced through this finance bill, what result do we expect? It appears to me that apart from some small matters which may crop up, there are six main points which the government will have to face while talking resources to this finance bill which seeks to endorse the budget proposals. I would like to place these 6 points like this. Para. The first point is that the gap between the weaker section of the society and the affluent and the rich will further increase. It is already there. It seems that it is something vulgar and it will further increase. Secondly, there is no hope in this budget or through this finance bill by which the weaker sections of the society can have any benefit. They will be further burdened with the high cost of living. Thirdly, this budget and this finance bill will further escalate the prices. The benefit or the exemptions which have been granted to certain middle class groups which were acclaimed then are illusory. I would submit that the benefit is an illusion. The prices would have risen so high that the benefit which one thinks has been given to him or the exemptions which have been given would become illusory. Everything that he goes to purchase in the market would be so expensive that the benefit which he thinks he has been given would have disappeared. Fourthly, the most important circumstance and the factor over the last 30 years which has plagued, I would say, the minds of the people is the question of unemployment. There is no hope. Through this budget or the finance bill, the government intends to create better avenues or better chances so that the unemployment figure does not rise. The figure will still rise and rise, probably with a greater speed. We will have the numbers spiral up. And then, sir, what is the hope? What are the provisions which go to make the life of the rural poor good and healthy? The rural poor is still neglected. The rural poor has no hope whatsoever. The prices of the agricultural inputs and the prices of the produce given to them both combined make the lot even further poor. There is no hope for them. Para. Then, lastly, the persons who, by using dubious methods, by playing a game of hide and seek, have assumed illegal wealth. Those are the people who have been given the protection. Those are the people who have been encouraged. Those are the people who have been given a fillip, knowing fully well that either through voluntary declarations or through bearer bonds, the generation of black money cannot be controlled. Stop. এই প্যাসেজের স্ট্রোক এবং পিডিএফ পেতে টেলিগ্রাম গ্রুপে জয়েন করুন এবং ভিডিওটি ভালো লেগে থাকলে লাইক, শেয়ার এবং সাবস্ক্রাইব করে পাশে থাকা বেল আইকনটি প্রেস করে রাখুন সবার আগে নোটিফিকেশান পেতে। থ্যাংকস ফর ওয়াচিং।